Hello, I'm the cook and the most important person in the logging camp. So today I'm going to be reading to you about the logging camp. So follow along. It was a long walk from the train to the logging camp, but I didn't mind. Walking was easy when I thought about the hard work ahead. Like all shanty boys, my home during the logging season was a rough bunkhouse. In our camp, the bunkhouse was one big room. Bunks lined the walls like shelves of a cupboard. They were pretty small. Until I was used to it, I felt as if I was sleeping in a cupboard. There were not many comforts living in a bunkhouse. There were no mattresses for our bunks. Instead, we used cedar branches and hay covered with blankets. Seems as if we were always bothered with bed bugs. Ew, yuck. When our clothes were wet, we hung them over the stove to dry. The place never smelled too good. Ugh, yuck. And sometimes the stove made it as hot as an oven. The most important building in camp was the mess hall, my place. It was full of wooden tables and benches. Of course, there was no electricity. We had kerosene lanterns for light. We held them up like this. A huge iron stove kept the place warm. Mealtime was a good time. We ate more food than you can imagine. We were like machines and we needed plenty of food to keep us running. The cook was the important person. Yeah, me, the cook. If I didn't do as he said, he didn't feed you. No food for you. That way, he kept good order in the mess hall. He also had helpers called chore boys. Night and day, there was always cooking, baking, and dishwashing to do. Get those dishes done, chore boys. There were other buildings in camp. We had a barn for horses and oxen. There was also a tool shed. The boss had his own little cabin where he lived and had an office. All in all, there wasn't anything fancy about a logging camp. It was just a rough place to live while logs were being cut. After the work was done in an area, the camp was deserted. Then a new one was built in another place. I'm going to read today's menu to you because it's a little hard in that writing. So for breakfast, we have pancakes, molasses, that's like a syrup, salt pork, dried fruit, donuts, cookie, and tea. Cookies for breakfast? Lunch, stew, which is like a soup, biscuits again, beans, pickles, cookies, and tea. Cookies for breakfast, cookies for lunch, supper, beans, pork and gravy, biscuits, pie, cookies, and coffee. They have cookies an awful lot, but they also had beans for lunch and for supper too. So pretty important staple food in the logging camp. Made beans a lot, made cookies a lot. Hope you enjoy some food today.